We're taking our beat up and clapped out 2007 STI and making it look a whole lot better in this episode. This is Keep Dreaming Garage and my name is Andy. This STI has gotten an insane overhaul. We redid the engine entirely and the whole inside of this car was deep cleaned. One thing that we've left out though until now is this neglected exterior. And at the end of the episode, we're going to reveal what this car is going to look like. So it's finally time to make the car look better. We've already taken out all the human slime and nastiness from the inside. The interior is super clean now. Obviously the engine bay was detailed and the engine is completely new. Everything underneath here is super clean. So now it's time to turn our attention to the outside of the car. And what I've already done is I've already taken off the trim that runs along the rubber seals on the outside. This right here, the A, B, and C pillar. And I've also taken off the roof vane, because I don't know if you guys can see here, but the roof vane is super faded and it's messed up. So what we're going to do today is we are going to clean up whatever we can by ourselves, obviously short of painting the car. It's hard to catch on camera, but I can see it because of the glare. You can see the chrome showing here, and this one's faded worse than the other side. So this is a really common issue with these cars, is where their wipers and their cowl fades. The first thing that I want to start with is this right here. This little sticker has been getting worse and worse and it's annoying me a lot. So I called Dalton Subaru and it turns out amazingly they still make these. So for anybody wondering, this is the part number right here and they still make these brand new. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change the sticker. So we're just going to peel this, clean this up, put the new one on. You know, there's probably people watching this and probably going, why? Why do you care so much? Well, my answer to those people is it's all in the details. The details matter, you know? It's the little stuff. You can't have an engine bay looking this nice and clean and then have a sticker that looks that terrible. So there we go. Here. Somebody help me get over it. Somebody help me. I know people are probably like, dude, you're crazy. Yes, I know, trust me, I know. I heard that enough from Justin, Ben, my girlfriend, telling me like, wow, you're really gonna paint that? You're really gonna have to clean that? You're really gonna clean every single nut and bolt? Yeah, I am. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop these wiper arms off. You have to have the hood open. Make sure you don't lose these because these 14 mil nuts are pretty special. They're short, like shallow style nuts. Works on engines, pulls transmissions. It has a hard time getting wiper arms off. How ironic. Come on. Why? Ugh, God. Ow. Okay. It's gonna be a long day, but it's going to make a big difference to the car. So let's get to it. GD, GG, Impreza, WRX or WRX STI, they are all the same. But of course, if you break anything, don't worry, we got you, because we have a 15% off discount code for you guys on all OEM parts from Dalton Subaru, in case you guys need parts or break something. And trust me, I've been using that discount a lot, trying to get a bunch of stuff for this car, including that sticker that I got. Easy as that. It is a pretty big piece, so have somewhere ready to put it. A massive thank you to Dalton Subaru for supporting this project and providing parts for this build. So we're going to get the car out of the way in a second so we have some more space, but here's what we're going to use. So I like to use plastic adhesion promoter, and what this does is this helps the paint bond to the surface. And what I'm using for paint is SEM Color Coat 15243. This stuff will be in the description. This stuff will be in the description as well. And you guys can get this stuff for yourself. It's a little pricey, but it's worth it. If you're gonna do a job, do it once and do it right. That's what I say. And that's from me learning doing the jobs cheaply and then them having to be redone over and over and over again until you end up buying the good stuff anyways. The devil's in the details, and prep work is everything. Those are the realest statements when it comes to painting. You have to put the time and effort into making sure that your prep work is perfect.
any kinds of imperfections or flaws that are left in your trim piece or whatever you're painting will show through if you don't take care of them here.
Instead of doing the roof vane and all this stuff together, we're going to separate it. So far, we finished the B-pillar trim. It looks pretty good. And we sanded this down with 800 grit sandpaper. The C-pillar trim we sanded down is looking pretty good. You guys can see the difference between the one that's sanded down compared to the one that hasn't been touched yet. This is just some water. It's looking pretty good.
I don't have a special paint booth or anything. I'm literally just using my garage, and what I'm using is one of those 6-foot tables with a plastic bag wrapped around it. And what that does is allows me to put all of my larger trim pieces flat, and I can paint them that way without getting paint flying everywhere. Everything was sanded down, wiped down with alcohol, and then afterwards, anything that needed to be masked off was masked off with blue painter's tape. And what I like to do is I like to lay down a couple coats of the adhesion promoter, and within 10 minutes, I lay down my first base coat, which I do a light coat, and then I do heavier medium coats. If you're new to painting and you haven't done this before, don't let this be something that stops you. Just pick up a spray can, find a piece of trim that's faded, and just practice. This is how I learned, and over time I developed my skill, and you don't need any special tools. Just make sure you wear a mask and you have somewhere where it's not windy to paint, preferably inside. And just like that, that C-pillar trim is looking really nice.
Yesterday was a really big day. We got a lot of stuff done. We were running out of light, so we had to put the cameras down and just get to it. One of the cans, when I was spraying, laid like a big glob of paint, and I didn't like it. So once it dried, I sanded it all down and then redid it this morning. Just, you know, perfectionist mentality, I guess, but it is what it is. It's all done. It's all taken care of. What I'm working on now is the roof vane. Last night, I sanded this down and I prepped it. And you guys can see that it has a lot of like random filler primer right here. What we did was I sprayed it down because there were some chips in the aluminum, and I sanded it down. So now I'm wiping it with alcohol, and we are almost ready. When you're painting stuff, what I've come across from my experience is just to like take your gloves off and just feel it by hand. You'll feel any ridges, any bumps, anything that's wrong. So far that feels pretty good because everything is in the prep. No matter what you guys do when you're working on your cars, what, you know, especially when it comes to paint, everything is in the prep. So if it doesn't feel good now, it's going to show through the paint, and the whole point of painting it is to make it look better. We're going to wipe it down. We're going to use some Simple Green, and then we're going to use isopropyl alcohol. We're using 91%. And afterwards, we have this little contraption, and no, this is not Cirque du Soleil. I'm not going to start doing like dance things. We're going to hang it from these pieces of string and make sure that I can get the top, the sides, and the bottom.
This was the most challenging piece to paint, and that's because I've never painted anything that was aluminum and had to be painted on both sides. So hanging this up was challenging. The weight of it isn't distributed evenly, so it was moving around. And with that faded piece restored, it was time to turn our attention to the wiper cowl. And this thing is in pretty bad shape.
Okay, so we got the roof vane painted up and it looks really good. We took it down from where it was hanging and now it's sitting here. We put it outside. It was dry to the touch just so we could get a little bit of sunlight, but it looks absolutely amazing. So much better than it did before. So I'm really excited to get that back on the car. So how do you make the front of your car look better? With this. This is a front lip. If you guys come over here, you guys haven't seen this car yet, or at least I don't think. This is my 04 STI. And this is the front lip that I have on the car. I actually painted this front lip and with the same SEM style paint, and it's been holding up amazing. But yeah, a front lip makes a huge difference on these cars. So I'm really excited to get a front lip on the front of that car. I'm so excited to put this lip on my car. I'm gonna be like all the cool kids on the internet. Well, I guess this is on the internet too. Lost almost all daylight, so it's too dark to show you guys. We'll show you guys the lip on the car when we get the other stuff on the car tomorrow. Okay, so yesterday we got the lip on the car and it looks amazing. It makes the front end look more aggressive. The best way I describe this is the car grew a beard. I know that's a weird way to describing it, but that's how I saw my 04 when I put the lip on and then I had to take it off. But anyways, it looks great. I'm really happy with that. And the next thing we're doing is putting mud flaps on the car. It wouldn't be a Subaru if it didn't have mud flaps. They are not brand new, but these are pretty special to me. So check these out. This is not a sticker either. So these are polyurethane mud flaps. Look at this. You guys see that? Let's show you guys. This is what came out in like 10 seconds of me trying to scrape out whatever's in there.
After removing the Sahara Desert from both of my fenders, I proceeded to rip my fender inner liners, which was cool. And after that, we were finally able to get the mud flap on.
Size doesn't matter, because no matter what size you are, you're always helpful or handy.
Now with the mud flaps on, this car is looking more and more like a Subaru. After sweeping the mess that this car created, it was finally time to move on to something that I've been waiting for a long time.
For the most exciting thing, which every car guy knows, is wheels and tires. So let me show you guys what I got. I'm really excited to show you guys these wheels. A lot of people might be like, oh, these aren't the craziest wheels, but I love OEM wheels and I love BBS wheels. So I got these.
We got these wheels used and they came with worn out tires, so we took them to Justin and Justin was able to help us replace the old worn out tires with some brand new ones.
I'm trying out Continental tires, so I'm really excited for that. These wheels are an inch taller, so these are 18 by 8.5. The factory wheels on this car are 17 by 8. So we get a little bit more rubber on here, and I've already checked the clearance and everything clears.
Yay, look at all that wheel gap.
The center caps, they're pretty old. They're kind of scratched up. They're at least 10 years old. I take an old polishing pad on an orbital and I take the center cap and I hold it in place. And this way you can hold this safely and polish your center cap so it looks nice and shiny. Just like that, super simple. We're gonna wipe this polish off and put a coat of wax on it, and then it's ready to go on the car.
We're full of pro tips here at Keep Dreaming Garage.
One thing I will say is for the tire size, I went based off of the tires that were on the wheels that when I bought them. They were 235 40 18s, and they looked pretty good when I test fitted them, and they had clearance on full lock on both sides. Now that I look at these new tires on these wheels, these have a different like tread shape on them. The BFG Sport Comp 2s are more like square, and these are more round. I am kind of thinking that I should have gotten a 245 40 18. I'm a little disappointed in like how big this wheel gap is. Oh, we just did the Mighty Car Mods shoe test. Fail. Fail. Because it wasn't this big with the other set of tires. And I know we had the car raised up when we put the wheels on, so we'll see what it looks like after I go for a drive and the suspension kind of settles. But as of right now, I really think I should have gotten a size up. But you know what? I guess you live and you learn. This is going to be my daily driver. So, you know, we'll figure something out eventually. After, you know, I go through this set of tires, I'll probably end up getting a 245 40 18, or maybe if somebody from Continental is watching, you guys can send us a set of 245 40 18 extreme contact DWS tires. Anyways, so we'll see what happens once it settles.
For everyone running to the comments section to make fun of my wheel fitment, don't worry, this is a project car. It's not done yet. This is just another step.
So it is a new day of working on the car, and I have some good news. I got some parts from Japan. Yes, overnight parts from Japan, kind of. My buddy Joseph went to San Jose on his trip, and he actually found a Hawkeye bumper for me in blue. So it's not new, but it's in better shape than the one I have. So we'll be putting that stuff on and the stuff from Japan on the car later. But for now, what I'm going to be doing is painting the trim inside the car. I am tired of looking at the scratched up, beat up trim. So now that there's a head unit in there, the car's all nice, it's time to make it look nicer. This is the trim that's in the car. I popped everything out, and you guys can see it just looks really bad. You know, 18 years old, plastic, like, you know, it's pretty typical. Even this aluminum bezel has taken a beating and it's pitted and scratched. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up cleaning all of that. But one thing that I do want to show you guys, because I know the 05 to 07s have this, and this was kind of a pain. I couldn't find anywhere on the forums, online, on how to remove this from that piece right there. So I'm just going to show you guys what I did. So all you have to do is, once you separate this from this piece right here, which is really easy. It's just a few screws, and then you unthread. And all you have to do is just unthread this. You just have to take this off. What ends up happening is you now expose the side of this, and all you have to do is use a trim removal tool and pop this up, and then remove this, and then it just pops right out. Paint all of this stuff without getting any overspray on this, and we got an updated hazard switch. So trim's not going to look good if it's just black, so we got ourselves a red hazard switch that's going to go on and look really nice. And it's super simple. It's just going to take some 800 grit sandpaper, scuff up the surface, use the same kind of paint and adhesion promoter we used on the outside trim, and get this cleaned up.
When you're painting things, they will always look way worse before they look any better. We use the same SEM paint and duplicolor adhesion promoter for this step as well. And I've done this in the past on my 04 STI, and it has changed the way my interior looks. It looks so much better with the black paint than it does with this factory paint that easily gets scratched up.
All of the trim's scuffed up and sanded down, and it's ready for paint. And then this little piece we masked up on the back here, because when you open it, you can see the back of it. And as for the aluminum STI bezel, that one has a lot of pitting in it, and I tried to sand it down and get it level, but that wasn't going to work. So what I'm doing is I'm using filler primer, so we're going to do that separately. So for now, we're ready to paint this stuff.
One thing that I used in this step that I didn't use in the previous steps was a tack cloth. And what that does is it gets the surface ready for paint, and it takes off any little bits of lint or stuff that's sitting on the paint surface. And get this nozzle thing for your spray can. It makes it so much easier to spray.
So the trim is all painted up and it looks amazing. Let me show you guys. Got some parts of it reassembled. I got the new red hazard switch and it looks awesome. Bezels are done, the HVAC stuff is done, and the shifter stuff is done. So the only thing that we didn't do was the STI bezel right here, and that's because it had so much pitting in here that I sprayed this with a primer. So now that it's all set and hardened, I'm going to sand it down and paint it today. But I want to get this in the car and I want to see what it looks like, because I'm really excited to show you guys. And on top of that, we also cleaned up the skid plate that goes underneath the car and the diffuser as well.
Got the shifter bezel all painted. This took a couple attempts to get it done, but I think it looks really good. Most of the pitting is all gone, and the STI logo didn't fill with paint or anything, or the primer, so that looks great. We're going to put this back on the car, but before we did that, I wanted to show you guys this stuff right here. So I put the mirror caps on the car until I realized that the color was different, the shade was different. So when Joseph painted it, the body shop, I think, or the paint shop, gave him a different shade of World Rally Blue. So I sanded it all down, took it back to the plastic, and then I primered them. So I have some paint coming and I'm going to paint this myself. We're just going to scuff this up lightly, clean this up, and then get this ready for paint. This is ready to go back in the car, and then this stuff needs to be sanded and then painted.
Man, that looks good. We got the trim all back together. The bezel's looking good. There's no more pitting. We got a new windshield, and we got a rear view mirror again. I got these mirror caps painted up, and whew, they are looking really good. I'm excited to put these on. I'm just going to give them a quick wet sand and polish, and the cowl came out great too. So let's assemble that and let's get that back on the car. Got the cowl in, I got the wipers installed, and I am geeking out at how good all of this looks. This car is looking like a brand new car. Like, this is literally showroom fresh. We got all new rubber seals and all that stuff too. So now that we got the engine bay all nice and clean, the cowl, wipers, everything nice and clean, the only eyesore that's left underneath here is this hood. As you guys can see, that the hood insulation is falling apart. It's actually leaving little bits of fabric on the engine. I don't want that stuff falling on my engine bay. There's a bunch of dirt, dust, debris that needs to be cleaned, and the intercooler shroud down here is also really, it's seen better days. So the previous owner told me one time he was driving and the dipstick popped out and oil went everywhere, and what I'm guessing is that's what some of this stuff is, because like, look, I can scrape this off on my glove right here. So yeah, this thing is pretty far gone. And you know what? I'm glad that we covered the engine bay, because there's so much of the hood insulator that just fell right here, and I'm glad it didn't go in my engine bay. So little OCD, but you know what? When you work really hard on something, you care about it, you go the extra step. And then this is the other side.
I wasn't about to put my brand new insulation piece without cleaning the underside of this hood and this intercooler shroud. So we spent a couple hours on cleaning the caked on dirt, and we also cleaned up the intercooler shroud, and both of these pieces came out super nice.
I accidentally put the sticker upside down, but now it's the right way up. So now, when it's on the car, if somebody's really looking at the engine bay, they'll see the little Keep Dreaming sticker right here. And if you guys like that sticker, you guys can get that on our shop. The link will be in the description. If you guys like my shirt, the banner, visor, stickers, flags, we have everything, and it ships worldwide, and your guys' support goes directly into supporting the build of the car and the channel. So anyways, let's get this stuff on. Let's make it look super fresh. But now it's for the exciting part right here. So let's go ahead and let's get the hood insulation on. Putting this on got me thinking, what makes a real like car guy or car girl? Like, I know there's a lot of debate on people that, you know, get in the community where you just replace parts instead of restoring them or trying to fix them. And people are like, oh, you're not a real car guy. But then there's the opposite side where all you get are people trying to restore what they have. And I guess this car is a mix of both. What we've been doing is we've been restoring everything we can instead of just replacing parts. Like, case in point, you know, we restored the wiper arms, the cowl, obviously, you know, components in the engine, the whole interior of the car. Instead of replacing it, you know, we did the best we could to make it look good. And we're also going to do that with the exterior of the car instead of just replacing parts. But what do you guys think makes a car guy or car girl? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what you guys' definition of a car guy and car girl is.
I've never been a parts replacer. Anytime I saw something that was broken, I've always tried to fix it myself, whether I was able to or not. I always tried. So taking things apart, trying to put them back together and getting them to work again has always been a part of what I do.
Look at it, I touched it for like 5 seconds. One of the next things that we're going to be doing to the car, since we've been driving around breaking it in, is an oil change. This oil only has 300 miles on it, 310 miles. This is the rare earth magnet we put on, and do you see all of that is metal, foreign particles floating in your oil. That's why we're doing 300 mile intervals instead of 500. You know, I know a lot of places or guidebooks or whatever will say, you're good for 1,000 miles, you're good for 1,500 miles, leave the break-in oil in there, because that's all that the magnet's catching. That's passing the oil filter, that's passing all of that stuff. This is the 5th oil change with the Valvoline Daily Protection, the conventional oil until the break-in is done. But I just wanted to show you guys how like dirty this magnet was and how much metal there is. Like, you guys can see it right here and right there. And that's all within 300 miles. Overnight parts from Japan, not actually, but I'm so excited to open this. And you know, before we do open this, check this out. Isn't this crazy? I've always heard about this. This is like skin colored duct tape from Japan. I want to give a shout out to my friends, Soma and Logan and Aiden, that helped me pick this up from Yahoo Auctions. Ready? You guys ready? Oh wow, these are, wow. All right, got some like Japanese boy band. No, that's a bank thing. Can you guess what it is yet? Here we go. These are JDM headlights. The headlights on the front of my car right now, they're kind of a letdown. The chrome on the inside has damage. It has UV burns on it, or HID burns, which doesn't look very good at all. So I picked up this set on Yahoo Auctions, and these are JDM headlights. And these are going to be going on the car. Now, I mean, these can be in better shape too. They're not too bad, but these are, you know, it's 19 years old or so, but I think this is going to make a big difference on the front of the car. And I actually also ended up getting new lenses.
These headlights aren't in perfect shape either, but they're a hell of a lot better than the ones that I have on the car. And this gives us an opportunity to make a future video for you and show you how to restore your headlights. Whoever worked on the car before me decided to use RTV to hold a grill piece on, and when I popped it off, it snapped that piece in half.
We got the bumper off the car. It was actually a lot easier than I expected. Turns out we didn't have to take those grill pieces out, and working on an old car, if you really care about it, can be heartbreaking because things break. especially if they're old and not replaced, like those grill pieces. But anyways, so we got that stuff off, and one thing I noticed was it was really dirty down here, so I just wiped everything off. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some blue paint I have left over from painting the mirror caps and just kind of spray this so it kind of stops and, you know, doesn't create any rust. And then after that, we get the headlights out, and then we put the new ones in. So what I did was I took some of the O2C paint that I had left over, put it on a foam little applicator, and just applied it all over, so at least it has a thin layer of paint on it, so it will stop it from, you know, rusting. While we were in there, I also pulled off the horns that had a bunch of rock chips on them and hit them with some paint as well. And with that done, it was time to pop these old headlights out. Are you working on your car right now? What kind of stuff are you doing to yours? Comment below what you drive and what you're doing on your car. So this is the new bumper that we're putting on the car, and as you guys can see, it's a lot better. It doesn't have a lot of that like chipping on it and paint peeling like the other one did, and the STI logo isn't broken on it. And all in all, it's in better shape. It's not brand new. It's off of another car, which is just, you know, it got hit right here, or it got backed into right here, so there's some spider cracking. But all in all, for now, this is going to look way better on the car than that old bumper. So we're going to get this on the car. And now with that, with the headlights, it's going to completely transform the look of the car. And with a little bit of help, we got our brand new bumper installed. So it looks like we can't put our little STI Euro plate on here because they didn't drill holes for US license plates. I think these are Japanese plates. Japanese plates are a little wider. I can't remember, but there's little dimples right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill some holes, and we can put our Euro plate back in. So look at that. That one's good. I really like having this on. I have this on my 04 STI too, and it looks really nice. This is the old grill piece, and it's broken at the bottom, and it was broken on the side, so I couldn't use this on the car with the new bumper, or the replacement bumper. So here is a brand new one, and it is completely fresh. Look how good this looks. So we're gonna put this on for now, and then later on, we're going to do something with this badge, make it look a little cooler. The front end of this car is transformed. It looks so good. Another really long day working on the car, and I gotta say, I think today's work is what made the biggest difference on this car. And we got the lip on, so overall, I think this, it looks really good. I can't wait to take some photos, drive it around, and yeah. So the next thing that's left to do on the car is to polish the car. So we're going to wash it, clay it, and polish it, but we're going to do that another day because today has been a really long day, and we got the stickers on too. So I think it looks really good. What do you guys think? We put the old bumper in front of the replacement, and the difference is night and day. This was the old headlight that was on the car, and you ready? I decided to go with the JDM headlights instead of the Spider headlights or any of the other options that are available for this car because I just like that cleaner look, and I think it looks really good. With the front end of this car transformed, it was time to address some other issues. I know a lot of you guys are about to run to the comment section and comment how ugly these taillights are, but I actually prefer them, especially for this car, because my 04 already has the red taillights, and we got really lucky and found these on Marketplace, and it's basically new old stock. The guy who bought the car in 06 took these off and put them in a box, and they've been in a box for 19 years. And the last step of this exterior cleanup was a polish. So we got this whole car polished up, and we will show you how to polish your car in a future episode. I'm just as surprised as you are. I can't believe this is the same car. When you put effort and time and love into something, it really does reward you. Look at how good this car looks after all of the work that we put in. All of the little details really add up. A lot of the stuff that we actually restored on this car, you could have purchased brand new. Amazingly, you can still get it from Subaru, but I wanted to take everything out and I wanted to paint things and clean things up because I actually learned a bunch of new skills working on this car. And these are skills that now I can apply in the future when parts for this car are going to become harder and harder to find. It's a really satisfying thing when you look at something like this where like I pulled the cowl off, I sanded it down, I painted it, and we painted the wiper arms, the trim on the sides of the car, even the roof vane, and it all looks so good. It really does give you a sense of satisfaction. And now I'm better off because I've learned a new skill that I can apply to cars in the future. I think one of the most satisfying parts that we change on this car has to be the front end. It makes such a huge difference. Now, I know this bumper isn't brand new, but it's a lot better than the one that we had. And these JDM headlights are absolutely amazing. I've never had JDM headlights or JDM parts on my car, and I think it's the coolest thing. They look so good. I'm really happy with how the car turned out and the OEM Plus look. I think this car looks absolutely fantastic on these wheels and with the front lip and the JDM headlights. The Hawkeye is such a great looking car, and I think what we did was we just tweaked it a little bit here and there and just made it look that much sharper. This isn't the end of this car for our channel. We have so much more we're going to be doing to this car, and I actually have an 04 STI, and I think that car might need some more power soon. This is the first time the car has seen the light of day since we polished it and cleaned it up, and I was so excited to drive it that I even put on my Keep Dreaming Hawkeye shirt, and this is one of my favorite new shirts that we have available. And if you guys like the build of the car so far and you guys want to support the channel, go to the website in the link in the description and you guys can get yourself, you know, some shirts, stickers, flags, and it helps us out tremendously. If you guys enjoyed the video, consider sharing it with your friends, hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. That's the funniest thing. The kid drove away, but when he drove around here, we had just wrapped up filming and I'm just walking around cleaning random parts of the car and he was like this the whole time he drove by the car. You know what's funny? Sometimes you'll see people that like look at the car and they look at it in envy, right? And then you'll see a lot of other people looking at it in like jealousy. Like, oh, it's a Subaru. Subarus suck. But deep down inside, they're like, that's a cool car. Because if it was a Honda Civic, they wouldn't look at it and say, oh, that's not a cool car. You know, you don't walk around telling people like, oh, your car's not cool. But when somebody sees a certain car and they look at it and they're like, that car sucks. Subaru's head gaskets, oh, it has so many issues. But in reality, they're choosing your car because your car stands out and it caught their attention in the first place. Well, that's just the world we live in. But you know what? It doesn't matter what other people think. All that matters is that you like your car. That is literally all that matters.